Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. They be on that rap to pay the bill shit. And I don't feel that shit, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your worth, nigga. My actions being louder than my words, nigga. How you so high but still so down to earth, nigga.
Welcome back to another NBA video, and yes, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but I guess I'm just as consistent as the Lakers. Anyways, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be discussing the NBA draft. I'm going to be separating the picks from 1 through 10, and then I'm going to make another video discussing the leftover rounds, but in a way faster pace. So the draft is taking place tomorrow in New York at 7 p.m, and I'm hyped. The reason being is the fact that so much could happen in the draft, like last year when the Bulls traded Butler for Markkanen, LaVine, and Dunn, or just the possibilities that could happen like drafting Greg Oden. Yeah, sorry Portland, but you guys are gonna keep taking L's in the draft. But anyways, kicking things off with the Phoenix Suns. So the Suns in general are not a good team and have been in tank mode ever since Steve Nash joined the Lakers back in 2012. Anyways, the Suns have the first overall pick and are in need of a center. I mean, Tyson Chandler is literally 35 years old and they have no one else in their roster to fill that center position. So the Phoenix Suns are going to draft DeAndre Ayton with the first overall pick. Ayton, playing his freshman year in Arizona, averaged 20 points, 2 blocks, 1 assist, 12 rebounds, and 2 turnovers per game. As a freshman, those are ridiculous numbers, and I believe his potential is higher than most players in the draft. Ayton is an absolute stud. He's a physical monster, literally. He's 7 foot tall and weighs 260 pounds of pure muscle. His body is definitely NBA ready, moves well for his height and size, runs the floor well, and knows how to transition. Plays physical, he can also hit open jumpers, and is sort of developing a 3-point shot. The list honestly just goes down for strengths, but let's not forget about what he needs to work on. Ayton needs to work on his defensive awareness, especially for his physicality. His shot blocking is average, but he definitely needs to improve. He isn't that good at guarding against the pick and roll, sometimes losing his man, and he overall wise needs to learn how to command the ball inside and establish his position as a center. But overall wise, I believe that DeAndre Ayton is probably the most complete center in the 2018 draft. Moving on to the Sacramento Kings and the second overall pick. There's been so much speculation going on about the Sacramento Kings drafting Doncic, Porter, Bagley, but in my opinion, I think they're gonna risk it all and take Doncic. Doncic is a player who's multi-positional, playing the shooting guard and small forward position. I believe that the Kings really need a player who has the talent that the Real Madrid star has. Doncic has already been named the EuroLeague's MVP, Finals MVP, and won 2 titles already. That's just ridiculous, especially because Doncic was the main piece of that puzzle. Doncic is a very versatile all-around guard and forward, who can mostly do everything on the court. He's been even widely regarded as the most mature prospect that Europe has seen in years. He's averaged 14 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and also 2 turnovers per game. Not terrible, but it could easily be improved. Doncic's basketball IQ is flat out ridiculous. He's a natural born leader, knows how to act under pressure, can hit those big shots when they're needed the most, and not afraid to take the big stage. He's not as athletically gifted, but he knows how to perform on high levels. However, some of his weaknesses are the fact that he could be considered an average NBA athlete. He needs to work on his body and athleticism. He also needs to improve changing speeds and pace. His ball handling needs a lot of work, even though he's a flat out ridiculous player. Personally, this is a great pick for the Kings, as they do need a player who is a well-known leader and isn't afraid to take the spotlight. I mean, yeah, they do have De'Aaron Fox, but he isn't as ready as Doncic is. Moving on to the Atlanta Hawks and the 3rd overall pick. I believe that the Hawks are going to take Marvin Bagley with the 3rd overall pick because of his overall talent. Bagley is already being compared to the likes of Chris Bosh and Amari Stoudemire. Bagley averaged 21 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 turnovers per game. That's pretty good, and he has the overall physique of a power forward. He has an NBA-ready body, positionally versatile, knows how to use his body, has great lateral quickness, insane jumper, plays effortlessly above the rim, has a very quick body and awareness, basically everything you want in a player. but he does lack the wingspan of other big men in his class, sometimes gets out-muscled in the paint, lacks the physical strength from controlling in the paint on defense, and also needs to prove that he can score consistently. I personally believe that Bagley is a great player, but he needs some time to adjust in the league and adopt the strength that he needs to be a great player. And with the 4th overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to take Mo Bamba. I know that there's been some news that they'll take Jaren Jackson, but I believe that they'll take Bamba. The reason being is because Marc Gasol is not getting any younger. The Grizzlies are in need of a youth player to bring that energy into their roster. Bamba is an absolute monster, averaging 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 turnover per game. That's just flat out ridiculous, especially in terms of defense. Bamba is an elite physical athlete in terms of length. Having a 7'9" wingspan and a 9'6" standing reach, this kind of size allowed him to immediately burst onto the NCAA scene as an elite rim protector, and he could easily translate the skill into the NBA. Bamba's one of the best defensive players in the NCAA and in the draft, and easily knows how to defend against the pick and roll. However, Bamba needs to add strength to play in the paint, especially if he only weighs 225 pounds. His awareness and back to the basket and in the paint on offense is a work in progress as well. He needs to work on all of those skills to reach his full potential, but honestly, I think this would be a great pick for the Memphis Grizzlies. Taking the 5th overall pick are the Dallas Mavericks. I believe that the Mavs will take Jaren Jackson Jr. as they are in need, and I mean literally are in need of a center and power forward. Having Jaren Jackson Jr. who can play both positions would be a phenomenal addition to their roster. Jaren Jackson Jr. averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 blocks, and 1 turnover per game. Pretty impressive, but not enough to be a top 3 overall pick. Jackson is a very athletically gifted player who has incredible potential. He's quick, mobile, and agile. He's one of the more impressive athletic players in the draft. His wingspan measured at a 7'5" and standing reach at a 9'2". For his height, that's impressive. He also has a decent mid-range and a no-show to handle the ball. He also displayed great shooting consistency and efficiency from various areas of the floor. But he also has some weaknesses. He needs some time to mature both on and off the court. He's not as explosive as he should be, needs to develop more muscle and strength, needs to work on maintaining his balance as a low post defender, but other than that, he's a very solid, talented player. I think that this would be a great pick for the Mavs. With the 6th overall pick, I honestly think that the Magic should take Colin Sexton as they are in need of a point guard. Sexton is a very talented point guard who averaged 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers per game. I think Sexton is one of the most dynamic guards in the country and has the tools to become a versatile weapon in the NBA level. He is a little undersized in height at 6'2", but he also plays with great physicality, athleticism, and aggression, and has a 6'6" wingspan and an 8'0" standing reach. Sexton plays with competition and contact. He has great speed and creative ball handling to form a lethal slashing arsenal. Sexton, of course, still has some room for improvement as a slasher despite his explosiveness. He has the ability to finish with his left hand at the rim, but is obviously much more comfortable going right at this stage. He needs to add more finesse and better shot selecting skills. But overall, Sexton would be a great pick for the Magic. And finally, something that I've been looking forward to, the Bulls in the 7th overall pick. I believe that the Bulls are going to risk it all and take Michael Porter Jr. The Bulls have been looking for a small forward to finish their puzzle as they have a roster filled with talent, but Valentine has shown that he's a decent small forward but not starting material and isn't ready for that spot. Michael Porter, however, even though he didn't get as much playtime for his college due to a problematic back injury, averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 turnover per game. Porter has been a top athlete during his high school years and is believed to be one of the best small forwards in the draft, but that injury is the only thing holding him back. Porter is unique in his blend of size, athleticism, and advanced skill. At 6'10", he has a 7'0" wingspan and a 9'0" standing reach. He has the frame to be one of the league's most physically gifted combo forwards. To compare, Porter's standing reach is equal to what Anthony Davis measured in the draft and the combine in 2012. Porter combines his fluid athleticism with comfort as a ball handler, three-point scorer, and flashes of a playmaker and defensive monster. His physical skills make him one of the more unique prospects in the league, but he does have some weaknesses. Porter needs to add strength, his catch and shoot motion is incredibly slow, he needs to quicken his release against long defenders, he needs to shoot faster in transitions, and the main problem is his prominent injury. If he doesn't figure out what the issue is, this might be a problem for him throughout his NBA career and possibly make him a bust. And with the 8th overall pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to select Wendell Carter Jr. The reason being is because J.R. Smith is absolutely garbage. He's not what he used to be. Even though the Cavaliers have J.R. Smith, Rodney Hood, this isn't going to cut it for their roster. They need a small forward who's versatile as Wendell Carter. Carter averaged 13 points, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 turnovers per game. He has an NBA-ready body, an incredibly strong frame. He's also 6'10", 251 pounds, with a 7'4" wingspan and an outstanding 9'1" standing reach. His physical profile suggests that he's more than enough size to play at the center position. His offensive skill set is as versatile and polished as any other big man in the league. He's highly coordinated and mobile on both ends of the floor. He also excels playing with his back to the basketball, his finesse to his game, and his overall incredible player. He does have some weaknesses like athleticism, not a run and jump athlete, does not possess burst, explosiveness, or foot speed. His perimeter defense is also kind of wavering, but he does have the skills that the Cavs need. And with the 9th overall pick, the Knicks are obviously going to take Trae Young. This is sort of set in stone as the Knicks need a pure scorer, and Trae Young literally came out and said that he wants to get drafted by the Knicks. Young averaged 27 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, but 5 turnovers per game. Young is a ridiculously gifted offensive player, but his turnovers are the reason why he's widely considered a bust before he's even drafted. Young is the 4th highest freshman guard in 7 years to record a usage rate of higher than 30%. 2 of those players being D'Angelo Russell and Markelle Fultz were top 2 draft picks. The first thing that defines Trae Young is his limitless shooting range. Young is a threat to score from anywhere on the court once he crosses the half-court line and can effortlessly knock down shots beyond the NBA three-point line. He kind of reminds me of Steph Curry being able to knock down shots further than the usual three-point line. However, Young does not have the ideal size at 6'2" with just a 6'2" wingspan. These physical limitations can be apparent once he gets all the way to the rim. He lacks in the length and vertical explosiveness to finish through NBA length and athleticism, and does not project as an efficient scorer at the basket in the NBA. He needs to work on his turnovers, body, and athleticism to fit in the NBA and in the Knicks. And finally, with the 10th overall pick, the 76ers are going to take Mikal Bridges. The reason being is because the 76ers have a great roster, but are in need of a shooting guard. Yes, they do have Redick, but they need a young core shooting guard. Bridges averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, and 1 turnover per game. Bridges is a prototypical 3-and-D wing for the next level, a 6'7" guard with elite length, athleticism, and a skill set. His defensive ability stands out as well. He's possibly one of the best two-way players available in this year's draft and figures to be one of the most NBA ready as well. He's a very polished three-point shooter, has great form, accuracy, and confidence in his shot. He also has quick release, good elevation, and knows how to defend anywhere on the court. However, his biggest weakness is that he lacks in strength. He's not an overly physical player, he does not get a lot of free throws, and doesn't have the natural athletic body, but honestly, he will flourish in the 76ers roster. So yeah, that's my projected top 10 draft picks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please share with your friends, like this video, and all that good stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching, have a great day, peace out.